Welcome to Turn to Your Neighbor. This is the Christian Talk Show where we talk about music, the church, social media, movies, and a whole lot more. My name is Cliff, and that's Tamika.
Hey, neighbors.
And this is Big Dre.
I can't even go into it. I need you to do it again because you messed everything up. What is her name?
Oh my goodness.
Everybody got stage names.
Start it all over. Start it all over.
Your mama named you Tamika. I'm gonna call you.
No, she has a name now.
Okay,
We've been working on this.
I did. Okay. I didn't know we was. I feel like.
Say her name.
Oh wow.
I feel like Spider-Man and Infinity War. Oh, we're using our superhero.
He's making a whole thing about this now.
Okay, my name is Cliff, and this is Dr. T. Excuse me, let me call you by your right name. Good.
Formerly known as Tamika.
No. See, now
we are ruining it. Oh,
I tried.
I can only take the people, but so far.
I tried. And this is Big Dre.
What up, neighbor? Oh, that was a good one. I led into it, then I hit a crescendo. That joint was nice. What up, Dr. T?
What up?
I'm
back.
Say your name a whole
back.
lot.
It's Women's History Month.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
back.
I mean, yay.
I'm here. I'm in here.
Yo, a toxic TTYN was great though. Like I was getting stuff off that I just knew I wasn't gonna get off if you was here, and so it just felt like really good and masculine.
I enjoyed you guys. I enjoyed you guys last week.
Mm-hmm. You threatened me once or twice.
Mm-hmm. There were no threats made.
You're lucky I don't have a mic. Sounds a lot like a threat. It's very.
I didn't say you're lucky I don't have a mic. I did not say that.
Now I gotta go into the comments.
Feeling real gully.
Yeah.
Roll the tape.
Now I gotta
roll
go
the tape like they do on the reality shows. Yeah. Play the tape back. Play the tape back.
Got receipts.
What I said was you feeling real gully when I don't have a mic. I didn't say nothing about nothing. You lucky in it.
Yo, gully's worse than you lucky I don't have a mic. Like gully's definitely a threat, yo. That's definitely a threat.
Anyway.
Y'all okay?
Cliff has business to take care of.
Hey, if y'all want to go at each other.
Black Santa Gang in the building. What up? Everybody always the time. Hey, shout out to my people. I see my man D Jackson's on there. I hope everything's good with him. My man down Texas. I hope they're recovering down there for real. So, what up to my man Darnell Jackson? Hello, Oil. Hello, Barbara. Barbara's in the building. I appreciate Barbara at all times. Yo, I gotta shout out Mac real quick. Mac was first one in the building as usual. Y'all, hey, you know what? Let me say something real quick. The neighbors get on us a lot. Y'all was a little late this week. We was on the air a solid minute and a half before we had anybody pop in aside from us three. Except I ain't gonna lie, we had one ghost watcher. It said 4 people and there's 3 of us watching. So we had one ghost watcher. To the ghost watcher who never chimes in, salute to you. I'm glad you're here. Whoever, all the rest of y'all was late. Where was y'all at? 9-ish. I just had to get that off. Man. I'm done being petty now. I'm good.
It's all right. What's up to all the neighbors? Good to have you with us today. Do me a favor. Please share right now. Hit the like button. Share, do something. Come on. Help us out.
Come on.
Something. Share, both of them. Something.
Share, something.
All of the above.
Dr. T. Hey, do I start now?
He's way too. Cliff,
yo, I've been working on branding.
Show. He's way too excited.
Working on branding. I got this green tea. I'm energized now, yo.
Okay.
Yo, Dr. T, she's coming off an amazing weekend, delivering a powerful word. Amen. I have the link. Can I share the link with the neighborhood?
You share the link. It's not a secret.
I just wanted to because your real name is on there, so I didn't want
my your real name is on there.
That we've been using.
Your whole real name is
my actual. Yes, it's me. It's not my. It's not my double.
I've been trying to get you to use the identity, but nobody's working with me on this.
No, here's the funny thing though that I did on Saturday because we record on Saturday. Literally, I'm telling all the secrets.
She's referring to her message, everybody.
Yes. So I gave a lesson at my church. It aired on Sunday. We record on Saturday. I recorded on Saturday morning. Literally, I'm talking to cameras. Nobody's looking at me.
It wasn't
okay. And so at the very end, after I said my final prayer, I was like, thank you for listening, and I love you. I was like, why did I say that? I'm like, am I Diana Ross? Like, I love you. I don't know why I said that. And my mom was like, to never apologize for loving people. I was like, yeah, but that's a little weird. Like, it's like saying that after you teach a class.
You don't even like half.
I love you.
It's all right.
You don't even like half.
That's not true. That is not true.
Our former president told people he loved them. He told them they were very special.
So I just don't even.
Really?
It just felt weird after I said it.
Hey, you know what? You were in a place of being open before the Lord. Your heart was open, and you felt the love of God, and you wanted to share that. You know what? You might have saved somebody's life on that particular day with that particular love that you sent out over the pulpit on that day. So you know what? Now, unfortunately, it's in there forever. So
hopefully, I didn't scare anyone. I just want you guys to know.
Either that, you're gonna get somebody
not a weirdo.
Somebody in your DMs talking about "I love you too." And then that whole thing gonna go
not
sideways.
Gonna happen.
Get him, Chris. Get him, Chris. The other Dr. T.
I know. Jess was like, Dr. Jess was like, I should have said, "I love you, Pennsylvania."
Shout out.
I love you, Facebook. Anyway, that was weird. And after I said it, I was like, what did I just do?
Didn't even feel right, huh?
It just came out anyway.
If you hadn't said nothing, nobody would have thought about it.
Yeah, I thought that was a funny, weird thing.
Yo, we are going to have to address this. Mac did ask a question. You were ashamed of us neighbors, Dr. TC.
What do you mean?
No, it was recorded.
This is the second time.
He's saying that because they didn't know about it, but it was pre-recorded, so they.
And I wasn't on last week.
It wasn't anything live to watch. It was pre-recorded.
This is the second time we've done something in which we haven't invited the neighbors, and so it wasn't. The first time was intentional. This time was not intentional. Now we might have another gig coming up.
Yeah,
depending upon how we feel and how y'all act over the next couple of weeks, you may let you know ahead of time, because y'all be doing stuff sometimes 3 or 4 weeks in a row. I can tell.
We could just stream it to the Turn to Your Neighbor account and the other account, so then the neighbors could separate. They could do their own thing in the Turn to Your Neighbor.
You guys stay on this side of the street. You stay on this side of the street.
That's a great idea. It's like, you know what? The neighbors are like our other family. We don't tell our real family about.
That's not true. It's all intermingled. It's all intermingled anyway.
Let me tell you this though: some of the neighbors act real different in these comments than they do in the regular church Facebook comments. I'm gonna just put that out there,
which is appropriate. We need a strong, good gospel code switch. Okay. You bring your church, Baptist, Kojic, whatever, AME self to the church comment.
If we ever do anything outside our regular show, we'll stream it to the Turn to Your Neighbor page as well, so they can have their own. They could do their own thing.
Yeah,
and then
because Mac is not on the invitation list to the church one. Mac, I love you, baby. You my dog. You make some of the best food on IG. I'm just saying, nah, player. He even said, I cannot be held accountable for my actions. You see, put that on the screen. That's exactly why Mac's not invited to the cookout. Well, he invited to the cookout, not to the church. See, you're not invited to the sermon, but to the picnic after. Can I talk about that real quick? Here's what we're not going to do moving in 2021, moving forward. If you don't come to the sermon that day, I don't want to see you at the picnic later on. We don't do picnics.
Explain to people what you're talking about, because you just randomly went off on something.
So
most of the people have no idea what you're
ranting already.
There'll be some days in which the church I attend, we would have a church service and then have a cookout afterwards. And the church service may have a strong 35-45. The cookout may have a strong 150 in it.
Yes, it happens.
And I'll be like, where did all these melanated people come from? Because I can't say that word on Facebook. Where did all these people come from that wasn't in church? but y'all was sure there for the fish plates. Eating up all the fish. Y'all wasn't even eating that potato salad nobody wanted. Y'all wanted to eat the fish I was waiting on. Anyway.
You all right?
Hey, I'm just saying, we're not doing that. I'm calling cats out in 2021 and beyond if we ever open back up. If we open back up, Texas decided they're open.
Texas, like,
Texas is doing the most. Okay, you know what? Y'all still recovering. I'm gonna give y'all
but
some
the
space.
numbers are going back up.
Texas has decided we said bump the mask. Everything's at full capacity. We are full speed ahead. I said, okay, whatever.
That's not because we don't generally know how science works,
right?
As a country, and that's the problem.
No, we know how it works. We just don't listen to it.
I think some people genuinely don't even know how it works anymore. Like they think, well, with all the stuff they were saying at CPAC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a lot of like, this is made up and it's the mark of the beast, and they're telling us to wear double masks, and
all I know is moving forward, Texas, I'm watching y'all, first of all. And number two, I am watching. If you ain't here's the problem though, because a lot of times I was responsible for actually setting up the cookout. And
so you weren't at church?
I couldn't see who was at the church, but I knew, hey, if you were showing up at the cookout and I was talking to people at the church and they was still on the let out, you shouldn't have been there already. You shouldn't have been there already. This is the stuff I've been meaning to bring up for a while. God just put it on my mind right now.
Wow.
Some of y'all, I'll tell you what, and don't show up empty-handed. Don't show up empty-handed. And then take home plates like fishes and loaves, like we just multiplied the food all of a sudden.
But is this going to be an ongoing practice moving forward?
Yes, it's been happening since I was there.
I mean now post-COVID. Like, are we going to have that level of open food sharing?
Yeah,
you're killing my heart. Because
you think eventually we will come back to that?
We'll get back to it.
I don't know.
People will conveniently forget.
Here's the only problem. I think it's demographics. The demographics where we're at are older people and folks who generally, this sounds so snobby, but have it's a higher education level. And so they're going to be a little bit more read up and a little bit more paranoid about it, if I'm to stereotype and generalize. And so I'm not sure if we'll ever get back to where we were. Yo, has this killed like the cookout?
Not the good old, not the like intimate cookout. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's but still like going to be like that. But I think maybe wide open, more mass things. Perhaps it might take a while. I also heard Chris said, I think this is right. He'll correct me if I'm wrong, that there have been researchers think that 40% of people who I guess were going to church physically before COVID will not return.
We can have a whole show about that.
On average, will not return to a physical service.
I believe it.
We can have a whole show about that because I've been having some discussions with various people. We can't just go back to what we were. That's going to get way too serious. But yeah, some of the things that have changed need to stay in effect. We've reached a lot of people across a wide varying amount of platforms. And so we can't just go back to the four walls of the church anymore. But anyway, we're here for jokes.
Online church is nice and to the point, I must say.
Hey, brother, it cuts down on some extra. Extra.
Exactly.
We get a strong
it's not
Dr.
going
T
anywhere.
Sermon. We get a strong
I was
Dr.
like
T
sub
sermon.
30 minutes, by the way.
Let me put this back in here once again.
I was short and sweet.
Over and over again. We hyping Dr. T all day.
Well, I love you guys.
That was awkward.
Okay. By 2022,
that was awkward.
By 2022, people are gonna be acting like it's normal.
Yes.
We'll be used to it again.
No matter what unless the virus is just crazy out of control, which I doubt it'll be crazy out of control.
Nah.
By 2022, people will just be tired of it all. So they're gonna be like, I don't care. People are gonna be like, YOLO. I'm just gonna go out here and have this fish sandwich. I don't care in the park.
Yo, fish sandwich with some white bread, bro. Mm-hmm. It's a fat boy's neighborhood right there. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good. So you know how lately, when evangelical white people say out of pocket stuff, we talk about it on the show.
Yes.
When they condemn we're talking bad about black people, you know, call people out their names,
Right.
say stupid stuff, African angels, all the other kind of crazy stuff. We call them out. Well, I actually have an evangelical white person who stands up for black people, who is saying the right thing. So, you know, I got to give him his props.
Yep.
So this is Pastor John Kilpatrick, and I want you to check out the message that he has for his white members in regards to how black people should be treated.
Now, let me say something right quick. I think back on the African-American people in America. I think how that they were taken against their wills, put in the belly of ships, brought over here, beat, cussed. Many of them died in the guts of those ships, thrown overboard. They were pulled from families over there. You ain't never heard a gut-wrenching song. Do you hear a black person sing one of those old black Negro spirituals? Nobody knows. I can't sing it like that, see, because I hadn't experienced what they be. When you've experienced hell, it comes out of the voice. I say, when you experience hell, it comes out of the voice. If you're one of those people that you got problem with black people or whatever, you better shut your mouth. Because they're God's people. You better hear what I'm saying to you. You better shut your white mouth.
You better shut your white mouth.
Shut your white mouth.
It's in the Bible. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think that.
It's not in the Bible.
I know some of you was raised in the deep South and you was raised by prejudiced people and bigoted people. You better get that out of your system. You better get it out of your system. It'll cause you to suffer. Right along with those masters. It'll cause you to suffer right along with them. These are God's people. And I know that there's wicked in white races and wicked in black races and all that. I'm not justifying none of that stuff. I'm just saying God knows what happened to the black race. He knows how they wound up over here. And God is going to reimburse the black people for all their trouble and all their labor. You watch what I tell you.
Some of y'all not really enthusiastic, but that's all right.
Listen.
This play.
So, what y'all think about Pastor telling the white people to shut their white mouth?
For those reimbursements, my Cash App is
No, people say God.
open for reimbursement.
He said God is okay.
But
we are his hands.
Jesus paid it all
in the earth. We are his.
Does he own that church?
I think that's his. I don't know if he owns it. He's the pastor.
Okay, because he might not be there next week. Because if the board of trustees and some other folks got something to say, I will tell you what, there were some awkward looking faces in the audience. Like, where is he going? Where is he going? And there wasn't a whole lot of enthusiastic clapping along Amen Row on that one. Hey, man, he had some things to say. I'm trying to focus on what he was saying, but I got to be honest. Are we not going to talk about this piece on top of his head?
Come on, this brother standing up.
I wasn't paying any attention.
Here you have this man.
Look at that man's. That's his hair. Stop. Look at this piece on top of his brother's head.
Brother is standing up for our people, and you got something to say about his hair.
He could have a top hat on. I'm glad he said what he said. More white people need to say things like that. So
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I looked him up. Because, you know, I looked at the rundown today. So this guy on his Kilpatrick, on his website, he has a link to a PDF of a proclamation that Abraham Lincoln made in March of 1863, where he called for a national day of prayer and fasting. And of course, this is taking place during the Civil War. So I thought, and there was no real explanation, but when I clicked on it, it was, that's what it took you to, this proclamation, and America needing to repent of its sins. And I found that real interesting. So I think this guy is for real. You know, I don't think it's a stunt. And I think he's in Florida.
Ooh.
I think it said he's in Pensacola, Florida, or that's where his ministry is headquartered.
Come on, man, Kilpatrick. We got to invite. Kilpatrick is invited to the cookout now.
If we have one ever again.
Yeah.
You know what? He gets a fish sandwich.
He can sit right next to the dude from Black Panther. He's invited.
Which dude?
Agent Ross, man.
Oh, Agent Ross.
That's colonizer.
That's my man. That's my man. And, yo,
the dude flew the plane.
Somebody say he looked like Jackie Gleason. Shout out to Barbara, because that's funny to me. If you know who Jackie Gleason is. Hey man, what's interesting? He's in Pensacola, Florida. He gonna say, I know some of y'all raised in the Deep South. Like, he's not in the Deep South. I guess some people don't consider Florida the South. I think he's maybe talking more Texas.
I mean, I don't know if that's where
Alabama.
he's teaching from here.
Oh, okay.
But that's where I believe his ministry is located.
Okay.
So he could have been. Or he could have been talking, including that. Like,
shout out to him.
Them.
Shout out to Pastor Kilpatrick saying a word for our people.
Yo, can you go to Chris's? Can you get Chris's comment on there real quick? You knew when he went full face white, you knew it was serious. Chris's comment says you knew he was serious business when the glasses came off.
Yeah.
When that brother had to step away from the pulpit and go on a serious stride and gather his words, you knew he's going to drop something on him. I wonder this: was that something put on his heart, or was that something that was given to him in that moment? Because that's a scary venture, either which way.
Sometimes when you older and you know you right, you don't really care what people think.
You don't know. Okay.
Okay. When you old and right, when you old, you don't care. But
Right.
when you older and you know you right, you just like, what it's gonna be, what it's gonna be.
That's interesting. Hey man, well,
and if people leave the church because of what he said, then they just reinforcing what he said.
Well, blessings under him, and I hope he's covered in that. Amen.
So this past week, I should say, there was a video that went pretty viral. And usually when there's a video that goes viral, 2 or 3 different neighbors will send me this video.
Okay.
And this time, no neighbor sent it to us. So the neighbors must be slipping, number one. But I want you to check out this video. This video is a perfect example why everybody can't have the microphone. You can't let everybody come up in church and sing.
I feel the rain. 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 It's raining all over me. I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. Yes, I am. Rain all over me. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down.
I'm down.
Lord, I'm down. I'm down. Oh, Lord, I'm down. I'm even wet. Lord, I'm before you, Lord. Lord, I'm wet. Will you open the floodgates?
Oh. So,
Yes!
now I know
Adios!
ad-libbing doesn't come naturally to everybody,
Yes!
but he had to have picked better words than moist.
This is one of the greatest of all time. There's so many levels that we have to cover here, and I don't know where to start.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna start with the background vocals. Okay, we'll work our way
What is
up.
that?
Are we gonna act like this is the pentatonics all of a sudden? Like what happened? There was no backing track. They decided we're gonna break this down a cappella.
Yeah, Darnell referenced rockapella.
Rockapella.
Carmen San Diego days.
Yo, like what just happened? Like what just happened? And the balance that wasn't there. They were working on that. Okay, we'll go with that. Let's talk about the call and response. No, before we get there, hey, if you, I can't say it. I'm gonna say it. If you need the fresh walker while you are up there, maybe just take a seat.
No, let him stand. He needs to exercise, evidently.
Because that's the big boy walker. First of all, his butt's not getting on that chair. He's not going to be able to sit in that little walker. I don't care what you tell me. He's using that just to walk. That's one of the walkers that's supposed to be where you're able to sit on it or to walk. He can't fit both those cheeks. He ain't sitting those cheeks inside that walker. And that walker is not withstanding that. And that sucker's going to roll right from under his butt if he tries to sit down. I'm going to cover that real quick.
Okay, wait. Before you move on from this, this is what confused me the first time I saw this. He can't just stand up?
No, I so
what you mean, without the walker?
Yes.
Well, he got to get back to the seat. So you want somebody to
well, it's one thing if you needed to get back to the seat. Which to be okay, like have it to the side and then somebody pull it out. I was just like confused by this.
See, I want him to have a handler that grills it off and it gives it back to him when he's done.
And this is the honest thing. I'm not trying to be funny. My wife watches this show, which I hate. I think is exploitation. This is My 600-Pound Life.
Oh,
this he watches that show. This is that. This is the big boy stroller. Like he literally probably can't stand long without that stroller just because of his size.
I'm not losing weight, Dr. Now.
Yeah. Yo, they always look surprised. You done ate 3 value meals that day. You wonder why you ain't losing no weight. Anyway, anyway, we're not gonna get on that. We're not gonna get out there right now. But here's the thing. This brother went into a personal praise because him being moist was
damp and wet. Don't forget about damp and
moist, damp. We understood the theme of bringing the rain, right? I have so many questions here. Let me take it back for a little bit higher real quick before we drill down. Did they practice this?
No, I don't think so. Because
I think they did.
If you notice, call and response got more and more reluctant as he was. You can hear the reluctancy in their voice. That's why he had to say call and response. I said a moist because they wasn't down what he was doing.
Yo, I'm telling you, they practiced this because nobody freestyles the Temptations background vocals with the Bobby McFerrin nobody freestyles that. They practiced that. Now, what he started freestyling was his words, and that's where they got thrown off. They said, "You don't say moist over the pulpit."
Is the melody though off? So it sounds like the background is singing that song. Don't worry, be happy. Like it sounds like they're doing that. I didn't even know what song this was because I'm like, oh, open the floodgates of heaven. Like I've never heard this extended bridge, whatever you call it, riff off of that song. So I was very confused about what song they were actually singing.
It was an acapella mashup.
Who gets rained on and says I'm moist? Nobody.
Hey, that player. And hey, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm saturated.
He's a dirty old man. That's a dirty old hey, player. That player's been through something before the days of the Walker. We know how that player was living his life. Because the words moist and saturated, the way he gave it to us, that player's been through some things in life. He's seen some things and done some things. And so that's an old player. It was just coming out in him. That's all it was. Here's the thing. The reason why I think they practiced ahead of time. Because when he brought it back in, he hit him with a sing. He knew they was going to sing and they were going to drop it right there. He thought something powerful was coming through. It didn't happen. And let me talk about this player in the background.
Favorite part of the video.
That player said, "No, I will not be a part of this." And he left.
Put my finger up.
Across the whole pole.
He didn't have no finger. He's like putting his phone back in his pocket. He's like,
this ain't nothing but foolishness. It's gonna be on church milk. I'm out of here. And he got up and left. But the moist, okay.
This is a Cut the Mic Ministries commercial.
100%.
Just cut it. Just 100%. Cut the mic completely. Because can he sing?
He probably could at one point. I don't think he honestly has the cardiovascular ability to be able to sing like he wants to right now.
Stop it. People that big sing all the time.
Cliff, not that big. Cliff, there's only one of us on. There's only one of us on this show who's ever been anywhere close to that size. Fred Hammond has never been that size.
Fred Hammond has been close to that, brother.
That dude's about 450. Like I promise you, I would know.
Pie from Minnesota is that big?
No, that brother just has a good drape on that shirt, because that shirt's a good 6-7X right there. I promise you on my mama. Man. But it was special. Don't ever say moist across the pulpit. I don't while we went into saturated. That was you saturated. You wet. Yo, the way he said wet, you wet, like the wet, like the way he said it, you wet. And then he wanted to say it. Wet. You heard them mumble. Wet,
yeah,
wet,
I told
wet,
you.
Wet. You wet. And like he got angry when they weren't really hitting it. And then he said, "Sing!" And then open the floodgates. Did not happen. It was more of a trickle of heaven when they came back in. But hey, that brother was trying. That brother was absolutely trying.
Just Playing 12 on YouTube said it was a secret cry for a towel.
That's all he was trying to do.
That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted.
All right.
We got one prediction. He's north of 500. He might be. That brother might be. Because but hey, it's
and then why does he just stop? Because I mean, if the song is still, I'm so confused about
he's in his group. He think he's dropping fire.
That's what I'm saying.
That brother thinks he is giving us fire right now.
He thinks he's killing. He thinks this is killing.
This is personal worship time right now. He's going in.
This brother thinks he's killing the moment. He doesn't realize what it looks like from the outside. In his mind, this has been built up to a whole different thing. That's why I think they practiced this. He knew this was going to be the moment that got people saved. And he knew that wet and moist was what was going to be in there. Yeah, and it didn't happen.
And Darnell mentioned other artists, James Moore, Rance Allen, John B. Key, all used to be close to that size at one point.
No. John P. maybe, but he sits down all the whole time.
Rance Allen, yes.
And I'll give you Rance, because Rance hadn't. Okay, we can't talk about Rance. Rance didn't stand up straight for years.
He rested.
Maybe even Darwin Hobbs.
If you actually,
I can't do this.
You have to look. If you go back and look at Rance Allen, he hadn't stood up straight for years. His stomach was holding him down.
Okay. He had this hunch.
Yes, because he couldn't. Anyway, this is big boy science I'm giving y'all here. This is big boy biology I'm giving y'all here.
All right, we gonna move on.
We gonna move on before I get in trouble.
You got this next video. I feel sorry for this brother in this next video. Check
moist. I'm gonna just say wet and moist at random times.
You gotta play it again.
I'm gonna run it again. No.
God the glory. Come on, let's give God the glory.
They were so late to help him. They were so late to helping my man up.
Oh no, he's really hurt.
Right,
this is why you don't.
What happened though? Like, what did he trip over?
Yeah,
or did he pass out?
Him just falling. There we go. He just falling. Look,
this is why you keep the lights on.
The video by itself. He just kept falling.
Wait, say it again.
This is why you keep the lights on at church. You don't do this like it's not a performance. Praise and worship is not a performance. In the course of a service, it is to usher everyone into a collective moment of praise and worship. We do not need smoke machines and the lights down, in my opinion. Now, if it's not a church, if it's not Sunday church service or Saturday church service or whatever, and you're doing something special, a concert, whatever, knock yourself out. You know, get the Beyonce fans, get the smoke, get all that. But just on a regular Sunday, like this,
every time you see it. So
where was he going? Like, was he trying to get the other side of the stage?
Like somebody pushed him.
I have a couple of concerns. So bad.
And then like the dude he grabs the mic. It doesn't help out. The guy grabs the microphone and talks to the crowd and does not even address the guy who's on the floor.
But he's pointing. This is somebody's job.
Somebody else come help him. Not me. Not me.
Do you see the way my man in the black, he did the underhand? Hey, go get him. Go get him, dog. Go get him. Like he wasn't concerned. Go get him. We have a couple of problems here. First of all, I was worried about his glucose. Maybe this is the life I live, but the first thing I thought is his sugar might be low because I didn't see him trip over nothing. I just saw him go down. I said instantly he needs a Snickers bar or something. Put some sugar on him. He needs to get his sugar right. That was instantly my first number one worry. Secondly, old boy in the red shoes gives no craps about this man's life.
No,
they've had beef, and this was his time.
He picked up the microphone
automatically.
The guy is on. So I'm guessing that guy was going to be leading worship.
Yep.
So he picked up the microphone and left my man just laying there.
What do you think?
It looked like he got pushed. There was like a jerk, I think, at first.
You just get
maybe he's something, but like, why did he fall like to the side so much?
So hyped to lead worship
instead of just dropping down if you fell.
The only jerk in that particular video was the person in the red shoes. That was the
only
jerk.
you know what? I think he's walking up the stairs and he trips.
Yes,
he walking up the stairs.
This is why you need lights.
No, I don't think it steps right there.
No,
there has to be to get onto the platform.
No,
yeah, because that person came up.
Because the other good dude with the mic, the white guy with the mic, is coming down. He stepped down.
Here's the thing: he laid there.
He laid there so still and limp, like that brother. I don't know what. Richard asked, "Can we confirm what conditions he's in?" I don't know. So I don't know if his brother's okay.
I'm already laughing. So if he's not doing well, I'm going to hell in any case. Because here's the thing: he didn't move. There was.
Oh, he's fine. They wouldn't have this on the internet if he died. He's fine.
All right. I'm reluctant to do this, but can you please put up Don Abdullah's last comment? Because, yeah. So this has happened.
So Donna says a certain musician fell down the 3 steps to the pulpit and knocked themselves out. Unity thought, that's the church, they were slain in the spirit.
Yeah. That actually did happen.
It was
so what? So he was unconscious?
They were unconscious.
And everybody thought the person was slain in the spirit.
They thought they were slain in the spirit.
So what happened? Like how did you all figure out?
Well, they started praising around them at first before somebody from the back said, no, they fell. And like, when somebody gets slain in the spirit, look at you trying not to. When somebody gets slain in the spirit, bless Lord, bless exhortations. And like, no, they fell. That's not good.
That's the funny part.
It's like, no, we're not naming no darn names. I hate people who talk about names. No, but they fell.
Oh, that's
hilarious. It was a solid smack.
It's not hilarious that they fell, but after the fact, I'm hoping that this person is okay. But this is an interesting thing. This is in terms of culture, because in a certain church, if you just fell out, people would think, get that person medical attention.
Right.
And our churches, or in some of the churches that we're used to going to, and more, spirited, charismatic, all of that, they will, the first assumption will be, oh, this person is slain in the spirit. Let me make myself very clear. If you see me on the floor, call 911, get my husband, and call my mama. Okay.
It was
in that order: 911, Chris, my mama. Okay.
It was like it was about 3 or 4 mothers came around and began to praise. Oh, I revealed too much, but it came around them and began to praise, and they thought it was a thing, and it wasn't. It was concussion. So yeah. But hey, man, it happens, and I just hope everybody is okay. Amen. We are going to talk about old boy in the red though, because he needs to be written a letter. You can't try to come on, get the band going, come on, praise him. No, just stop. I know we're on a live stream. Just pause. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're having a thing right now. We need to be able to clearly hear each other. And if I'm trying to talk to you about your physical condition while I hear the drums in the background on them stinking cymbals, it's not working. Just everybody slow down and let's take care of this.
It seemed like hardly nobody stopped at the entire church. Like, even there was a lady coming down. I thought she was coming down the aisle to help the guy. She came down and went to her seat.
Just kept walking.
Nobody, and it doesn't look like that space was that big. Like, there was something odd going on here.
There were only 4, because I think that person has acted out before and they just thought it was a normal thing. The only people that were conflicted was the background singers. If you go look at it again, they were like,
what are we doing?
What are we doing? Oh my goodness.
That's scary.
All right, so I got this video that you wanted of this sister singing. So here you go. You don't even remember, do you?
Oh, okay.
Hold on,
all right, I'll set it up. So this is which one? She played not Cookie. What's her name?
She did what?
You know who that is, right?
She played in the Clark Sisters movie.
The Clark Sisters. Who's the one that's on the piano?
Twinkie.
She's Twinkie in the Clark Sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's her. She's a real gospel artist. If this thing plays, I'm gonna let y'all decide on what the oil ranking is, because this sister goes. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. If we can get it right.
I got it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I got it back. Just give me 1 second.
But she got some nice music out there in real life. She has some nice music of her own.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her sister. I think it's Christina Bell is her name.
Mm-hmm.
That's her real name. Yeah. Follow on IG. I think she dropped the album.
All right, here we go. Here is Sister Bell.
Yeah. Dog, she did that live.
Did they just pull her on stage, you think?
Yes, like I think she has on a I Came to Watch Tonight ensemble, because she got her flats on. She wasn't planning on being on stage. She don't even got her good, I'm gonna be on stage for 5-minute heels on. Those are flats. She was comfortable on tonight. And so she did that live. Hey, 99% of your best singers could not. Live, they could not do that. In the studio, maybe. That's tough. That's tough.
Amazing.
Yo.
Amazing.
That's nuts. Like, even Donnie almost choked on his water. She's like, is she still going up? Oh, okay. This is what we doing today.
It's a good thing that they brought everyone in after that, because normally when he does this, like he'll pass the mic to different people. Mm-hmm. After that, I'll be like, don't pass me the mic. No. I'm not following that. Don't pass me the mic.
I'm not going next.
Yeah, I'm not going next.
I'm absolutely not going next. That's not what I'm going to do. Some people ask, is she barefoot? No, she was
She
not.
does look like she's barefoot at first because she's so low. I mean,
she got a white,
it's super flat. Yeah.
She had on, she was comfy that night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I love watching gospel artists watch gospel artists. It is the best thing. Like at the Stellar Awards in particular, seeing how they look, or any, like when they have that BET does that gospel thing, seeing how gospel artists respond to other gospel artists when they are like singing their face off is it's the best thing ever. I love to see it.
Mary used to be the best for that because they were paying to them in the audience. They'd be excited by everybody. They'd be up, like they used to be the best.
Kirk Franklin is really good too, though.
Oh yeah,
he'll go tap somebody else. He be moving around. He gets real excited.
And that's something I love about gospel artists. We will run up to you and I yell at other gospel. Like if I've been on stage singing, somebody singing their face off, I'll yell at you while you singing.
Oh, yeah.
You better sing.
Oh yeah, throw stuff at them and everything.
Yo, I'll get right in your face. You better sing. You're like, yo, my man almost tackled her. Big boy right there. Look at her. He almost tackled her. He was ready to go. Look at him.
Yeah. He's ready.
Yo, when somebody is killing, it's just a thing that's happening. You got to respect it. But Donnie knew what he was doing. That brother skipped across the stage. He's like, yes, she's gonna go all the way in. But yo, to be able to do that, being pulled out of the audience in your flats, you're doing something different that day. You're doing something different. So yeah, she nice, yo. She nice. That's all, guys. I apologize. I shouldn't have called her Cookie, Twinkie. It's Twinkie, right?
Twinkie.
I said Cookie at first. It's the same thing. Whatever. It's a snack.
Cookies on Empire, brother. So.
It's a snack. Okay.
Oh God, he didn't mean that.
Oh wait, not like that. No,
not about the Clark sisters like that, man.
Okay. Well, I mean,
he's gonna get me shut down. He gonna get this whole operation.
You know what? Make that a clip. Put that on. Put that on IG. They gonna watch it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, play.
All right, check this out. Check out what happens at this funeral. It gets kind of out of pocket.
I done been down bad, I was on my back. But my God picked me up and put me on train. I was like, look, old, but it's okay. It's okay. Ain't in this world perfect, no way. No way. Dream, I was talking to God about my dream. Looked up and he was standing in the doorway. I done had a breakthrough, I done been paid. Gotta pay the tithes, I got money in my bank. All the money got me tired, I been feeling like a slave. Gotta stay praying.
It gets worse.
In the last day, when things shot brought me back to the church. Keep God first. We go to the left for y'all. Gotta go, jealous, cause we go. Head up. Left foot, right feet, both feet. Down. Put up for God. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Do it like God. Take 3 little steps to the
right. Oh, it gets hang in there. I promise it's gonna pay off.
Heard of no dance on like this. Go ahead, do it for God. When I think about Jesus and what he done for me. When I think about Jesus and what he done for me, I can just dance.
Why is he?
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Come on. And what he done for me.
Oh,
they got a yes.
And what he done for me. I can just dance. We go. What I did? I pray to God every day. I keep the promise in. I load up the bank for real. I got to help the hand of this. Yo, boy, build the wind. And no fake and no pretend. I came down on the back street. I'm about to pull pin again. And the ordinary worship.
Here we go with the Hulk Hogan.
For God. I came in with my shirt off. And time praise to God. Let's go.
Look, you got one more for you. Look at that. They go on. I'm just gonna turn the volume down, but they go on. Yeah. So apparently, they were just saying that his mother passed away, and his mother was his number one supporter. I'm not sure who he is. If it's
which one?
I don't know which one, but the mother was the number one supporter of whomever he is. I don't know too many pastors that would let you stand. Too many pastors, deacons, church mothers that would let you stand on the pews like that.
This is appropriate for a memorial service, and so we need to embrace and normalize having a memorial service, which can be secular or agnostic, not necessarily connected to any particular faith, where you can have a sort of inclusive, blended thing, and where you can engage in all kinds of things. A funeral or homegoing in the Christian tradition, this isn't appropriate for. But in a church, I think. But you could have a memorial service or something else.
Yes.
Where you can engage in this.
This might have been what his mother wanted. Yeah, you can't tell my man how to grieve. This is how he grieves over his mama or them, whoever.
Oh yeah, I'm not telling him how to grieve.
This is how he grieve, and the church clearly didn't have an issue with it. Oh, because it goes on. If you watch,
oh really? They come back.
This is a continuation. Yeah.
That
looks like Kenton Jones right there. I can't tell, but that's what it looked like.
I think the turkey taking the shirt off and all that is a bit much for church. There's nothing wrong with the song that I can tell, but I just don't think this is the
right now. He's telling people,
call me traditional.
He got another one.
Oh no, he went on to.
Oh, now multiple people are taking off shirts.
He went on to song number 2.
Yeah. This is a different cut.
Okay.
And as you can see now, you got to bring the whole squad up now.
Okay. Hey man, it's edifying to God. I'm trying to read some of these comments. It's edifying God, so I can't see no. I see no. Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah. Hey, you know what? Do you? I don't know. No, I don't know. This is
not how I get down, but hey.
Here's the thing. I've been in my younger days. I've been like in mosh pits in church before. Actually, it wasn't in church though. It was at a gospel concert.
Yeah.
It was at a gospel concert, but it wasn't in a church. So I think it may have been the venue. Maybe if it was like a different venue. But I've turned up for the Lord before.
I have too. I think it depends on the setting and I think even if this was, people can do too much, even if it's a traditional quote unquote gospel song at a funeral. Right. You are not supposed to be like stunting at a funeral.
I want to draw your attention to the sister that's on the ground right now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. She doing some kind of movements on the ground.
She dancing.
In a mask.
In a mask.
At least she has a mask on. That's responsible. It's interesting. Just looking in the comments here, it's okay.
Some disagreements.
I'm throwing off. Yeah, I'm throwing off.
Norman said, "Please stop doing you."
Yeah.
Okay. That's like some haterade.
Okay, there's a wide varying amount.
It's a mix.
Exactly, and there seem to be some people who are truly. Okay, you gotta get off the count. Those pews cost money to fix.
This is funny. First lady had to say her 7-year-old son is walking around singing "Jesus will fix it."
He would not never. Everybody comes to God in their own way, and if you know, maybe first of all, there were some decent bars in there that I heard. Gospel hip hop can be a controversial topic, regardless, because there are holy hip hop, as they call it. Because there are some real hip hop heads who really hate holy hip hop, like they just hate it. Period. But I think he got some nice bars. I mean, the track wasn't bad, and so yeah, all right.
If this is how you want to grieve, that's cool,
right?
But I'm gonna laugh at it.
Okay, so that's true. As long as
I find it funny, I'm gonna laugh at it. If this was something else, you want to grieve like that, that's fine. But if I find it funny, I'm sorry, I'm gonna laugh.
I agree with Pastor Hampton, what he's saying. I have no issue with people rapping in church. I have been to this, coordinated this, bought gospel rap albums, all of that. But I think this is a bit much, no matter who it was. If they were doing more of a Luther Vandross thing and they took off their shirt, and they were engaging it more as a performance, I don't think you perform at anybody's homegoing. I think a homegoing is a different, there's a different energy that you're going for.
Yeah. Pastor Hampton makes a good point. It's the shirt. Pastor Hampton says, I pastor several gospel rappers. I have no issue with holy hip hop, even on Sunday morning. But shirt off at the funeral, nope. Everybody sat down. Yeah, the shirt off, that's a bit much.
Yeah, because it would be because then we can get into the policing of people's bodies, and if a woman had taken off anything similar to this in front of the church, that whole thing would have been shut down quickly. But yeah, and
at what point in the service is this? So then, what are you supposed to transition into the eulogy? Somebody reads cards after
the greetings. Yeah. Hey man, hey, that's like a new.
For lack of, I'm going to say this for lack of a better term. Look at everybody in the crowd. This is how they act. So, like, this is not a lot of people in the crowd are not surprised by this
because the hands were up all the way in the back.
Exactly. So this is how they do. This is how they get down.
Yeah, they knew they down. Yeah. So, hey, God bless them.
But that doesn't mean that they are that they go to that church.
Yeah.
So we have all experienced where it's like sort of a friend of a friend or a connection of a connection. And because, Black folks got to look out for each other, you let them use your church. I know this would not go down, I don't think, in any church that I've ever been a member of.
Just playing 12 on YouTube does have a good point. The shirt was part of the lyric, though. So you got to keep it real to your lyrics. Taking off the shirt.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Was part of the lyrics.
Hey, man, I'm just saying.
Taking off the shirt and standing on the pulpit, those are my only issues.
Nipples during the homegoing is a different type of thing. He was moist. he was, you know what I'm saying? May have been damp, wet. And then you put all that in there, there's a lot happening there.
I got no problem with them being hood. It's just how do you preach after this? I don't know.
Hey, you know what?
Unless you're a
the whole sermon scrapped.
Unless you were a trap pastor, you went to all this, or you ready.
Quarantining. People were a little upset about the lack of quarantine or the lack of social distancing happening there.
Because it turned into everybody got hype. It was a concert. Yeah,
it was a real concert. But hey, you know what? I hope people were blessed. And God bless them. Them brothers was in the church hey, these young people could have been anywhere in the world, but they're here with us tonight. So y'all better celebrate them. Cliff hates that so much. These people could be anywhere, but they're here tonight. Y'all better celebrate them. Clap for them. Clap for them. Oh man. He's a CC. Okay, we have greater context. Okay. There we go.
So Derek said he lost his mother and grandmother in a 2-week span. His mom was his hype woman. Okay, that makes sense. He's a
Christian hip
hop artist named Weston Shawty. All right.
There we go.
There you go.
So, hey, it was turned. It was lit.
Oh, okay.
Lit to Weston Shawty.
That's the anthem. You can't take a If I had to title this eulogy, it would be Nuck If You Buck.
That's funny. Are we allowed to laugh about this? I don't know. Hey, bigger issue. Hey, bless that brother and bless his soul as he's going through this trying time. Yeah. That's a bigger thing. Bless that young man and bless his soul.
It's like real church. They talk about you, then pray for you.
And I hope it wasn't a super spreader event in there because it wasn't no social distancing happening.
Yeah,
he wasn't supposed to bring that up? Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I think that's inevitable. Lots of people who don't. I mean, we know how this works, but okay.
Oh, this is probably what his mom would have wanted.
There you go.
She might have told him this before she passed. All right.
Okay. Bless him, Lord. Bless him.
All right. Do you have a rant for the people? Because it's 10 o'clock.
Bro, let me bring up. I have a few things on tonight. I'm gonna just hit one or two really. First of all, as we are in these COVID times still, there's something that we touched and we've hit a point, and I've been meaning to bring it up. Not all hand sanitizers are created equal. Because there hit a point in the hand sanitizer, we were just running out of it. And so we asked everybody and anybody to repurpose what they were doing and start creating hand sanitizer. And I appreciated that. But here's the problem nowadays. You got certain types of groups producing hand sanitizer, and they really didn't change up what they were doing. They just started putting alcohol in it and making a hand sanitizer, and you can smell it. Example number one, I don't want the hand sanitizer from the beer brewery. I got random hand sanitizers, all stations all around my office, all around my job, and they just smell like straight yeast. And if you've ever been to a beer brewery, you know how much it stinks. And I put this on my hands, and I smell like I've been indulging in the middle of the day. It smells ridiculous. And so my people out there, couple things. A, bring your own hand sanitizer. B, why can't y'all just put just a little dab, all y'all on these essential oils, put a little essential oils in there, mix that in. Mix that in with whatever's going, some vanilla, something, a little lilac, because it's absolutely terrible. And like we smell ridiculous out of it. And you can actually tell where it's coming from. You can tell the beer brewery versus the vodka distillery. And maybe that's just me, but I can tell it. And I'm just asking us to do better. Do better. That's so just put a little. People have stopped even trying to hide the stench. They just like bump it. They're gonna get this unscented stuff. No, man, just put a little something in there. Number two, really, something that's been on my heart. And Cliff, you can relate to this. I've come to the conclusion, especially during these COVID times. I got one teenager. I got a preteen, 12 and 14. The hardest thing about living with teenagers is you don't ever know if the food you want is going to be there when you want it to be there.
True.
Because you bring all this food home. And it's like, you know what? I'm good for 2 weeks. In my mind, we good for a little bit, right? And so I just wanted to go in the refrigerator. We had a whole, what's the big size of orange juice? What's the big size?
Gallon.
Like, yeah, no, I'm talking the big one. The big one? The big size.
Gallon. Yes, it's
okay.
gallon.
It's the big boy. It's a whole handle of orange juice. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to wet my whistle. Just wanted to wet my whistle. I go in there. I pick up this orange juice container. I was expecting to have to put a little muscle into it because we just got it. And, so I was like, oh, let me lift it. I picked that sucker up and I shoot my hand through the top of the refrigerator. There ain't not even 8 ounces there. How do I know there wasn't 8 ounces? I went and got an 8-ounce cup and I poured it into the cup. First of all, let me tell you this. If there's less than 8 ounces, you should have drank that whole thing. Don't put that in the bottom of the refrigerator and put that back in the refrigerator. Secondly, we just got this orange juice. What have y'all been doing? I didn't even get none of this orange juice. And it's frustrating. And so people look at me funny when I go out and buy something and bring it home and say, don't touch this. You see this? Don't touch it. Your mother can have some, y'all can't. And they want to look at me hurt. No. Nope. All the rest of that food in there, I have my own cabinet. Ever since I've been embarking upon a new lifestyle, I can't physically eat as much anymore. And so I have to space my stuff out. I have found if I don't hide my food, it may not be there when I want it.
This is true.
And so I look selfish, but it's called self-preservation. I bought all this. I didn't even taste none of it. And so it's just two of the things that's been on my mind. A, the stinky hand sanitizer got to go. B, all those who are currently living with teenagers, I apologize. I know my deepest condolences and sympathies to those of you who are going to be living with teenagers, condolences and sympathies. And I like to apologize to my mama. I want to apologize to my mama, my daddy, because I know I did this to them at some point. They probably came back in their fridge. You know what? It was the cereal. They knew there was going to be some of that good stuff. It was Honey Nut Cheerios. They thought they was going to be able to get a bowl. And the Honey Nut Cheerios was gone. I left about 4 or 5 Cheerios in the bottom of that bag and put that box right back in there. So I want to apologize to those who I did this to in the past. But, I just had to get that off my chest. That's all I had on today. Stinky hand sanitizer, and these kids don't let you have nothing.
That's the truth. I had to have a conversation. I don't live with any teenagers, so you can guess who I had this conversation with. Here's the thing. You can't just eat stuff. I get that we are not.
You can't just eat stuff.
You can't just You can't just keep eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. Here's the thing. I get, you work hard for the money. You get that steady check.
Yep.
But also, we don't have to spend there can be a limit. There is a limit to the grocery budget.
Exactly.
And sometimes this has been a pet peeve of mine. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not doing it. I am not going back to the grocery store. God forbid I wanted a spoonful.
You had a little taste. You just wanted to put a little taste.
God forbid. It's gone. It's gone. And see, in my house, these things tend to disappear quietly. I just look up and I'm like, I just bought that ice cream.
Yo, can I get Chris on the screen real quick, please? Can I get Chris on the screen?
Yes.
At least he's willing to admit it.
He said, once I pop, I cannot stop.
It's chips. It's all snack stuff. And here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have very different metabolisms. I can't eat that stuff all the time.
Right.
So he gets to it faster than I do. So I'm saving it for a cheat day or cheat moment, so to speak.
I'm with you.
And then I get to that moment.
Ain't nothing there.
And this is where I draw the line.
Talk to him, sis.
Stop eating my baby's snacks.
Okay, I'm guilty of that. Yeah.
There are certain things that everybody in this house basically has different things that they eat. Mm-hmm. I have the least because I sort of get in where I fit in, like a lot of mothers. And, just don't eat the baby snacks. Now I got to get up. There's no chips for me to put in the baby's lunchbox. You knew that when we went to bed last night. Now I got to get up, microwave popcorn, put that in a little Ziploc baggie, knowing it's going to not be as great when my baby eats it. He's going to eat it
refrigerated
because he's 4, but they don't put it in a refrigerator. They, because of COVID. So I put ice packs in his lunch, but
that's still,
it's don't eat the baby snacks. So I'm with you.
What you got to do is, you got to learn to like stuff that they don't like.
I have.
That's what you got to change. And it sucks that it has to be this way, but you got to get new favorite stuff.
You know what my number one go-to is for that? Cheez-Its.
Your kids don't eat Cheez-Its?
They hate Cheez-Its.
Oh.
I love Cheez-Its. So I went to Sam's Club, got the little the individual, like 100 cal pack, 45 packs. I just be eating Cheez-Its. And I can spread those suckers out over time. And they look at me, Cheez-Its. I'm like, that's why I eat them. That's why I eat them. Just because you don't like them. And I have figured Cheez-Its and
bitter
pretzels,
resentment eating.
It is. It's a good snack. It gets me what I need. A little salty, and I'm good to go. But absolutely, Cheez-Its and certain peanut butters. I get the little to-go packs because they don't like certain peanut butters. I'll buy Crunchy just to spite them.
Crunchy peanut butter is the worst.
I'll pay
the
more.
The other thing Chris has a habit of doing, he pours out wine, empties out the wine bottle. Like if it's trash day and so he's getting the recycling stuff, I'm like, that still had wine in
it. wait, when you say pour it out, as in a cup, but down the drain?
Yes.
That's for recycling?
Yes.
I don't understand.
That did. Yes, that still had wine in it. This is the thing he doesn't know because he puts water in it. Because he doesn't want, so he wants to swirl it around. Yeah. I'm saying way too much.
You don't want the recycling machine getting drunk. You don't want.
So okay.
Anyway, I'm done. He says by mistake. Yes, by mistake. But like, if it's in the fridge, if I put a bottle back in the fridge, it still has stuff in it, and I have the little wine stoppers, so I keep my wine fresh. I have the corks.
So Pastor Hampton mentioned something I must bring up. So all you parents that buy your kids goldfish, stop buying your kids the regular goldfish because you're robbing your kids. You got to get the cheddar blast goldfish. The flavor is like 8 times better.
Let me say this:
service and yourself, you sneak their snacks.
I don't mind goldfish, but it's definitely Cheez-Its over Goldfish all day.
You gotta try the cheddar blast.
I've had the cheddar blast. I will take an original Cheez-It over a cheddar blast Goldfish.
Yeah.
Is this white cheddar?
No, it's called flavor blast. It's called flavor blast.
It's a flavor blast.
Oh, so it's just up a notch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The box is like black, yellow, and white.
Mm-hmm.
It's
now,
way
I gotta put you on to this this wine stopper that my wife got. I love it. I'm ordering 2 more of them. It's a little bougie, but it's nice. It does a great job. I don't use it for wine. I use it for a big bottle of Martinelli's, because the Martinelli's, you can't have no way of closing it back up. You know what I'm saying? The fizz goes out and you just have apple juice. So
exactly.
I put the wine stopper on there. It's fire.
Yeah.
It's fire. 2 for $15, but it's a little expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
So, Dr. T, do you have any thoughts for the people?
I have a very quick thought. Right. I have 2 very quick thoughts. 1, Canine Intervention on Netflix. Watch it. You're welcome. Okay. Watch the whole thing. On Saturday, I did my sermon. I went to Wegmans. I came home and I watched that whole thing, and it was beautiful. That show is everything.
Can you explain to me why? Because my wife likes it as well, and I don't get it.
Have you watched it?
I did watch it. Is it because it's a bearded man working with dogs?
It's fascinating what this dude does with dogs. So this is what I appreciate about it. This dude, he has this, it's called Cali Canine, his business. Young guy, from the hood, all tatted up. He got his chains and stuff, but he is about his business. And I'm just excited that people get to see somebody like him who has built a business around something you wouldn't necessarily expect a young Black man to build a business around. He's not an entertainer. I appreciate this representation in general, but I also just, it's fascinating what this guy does with dogs and all this stuff. I'm like, will that work on my kid? Like all this stuff. He is a dog whisperer.
Will that work on my kid?
He's just, because, they 4-year-olds get sort of hyper sometimes, but it's amazing. Now, yes, the guy is not bad to look at.
Okay,
but I was genuinely fascinated by what was happening on this show. Every dog that he was doing, and this is what he says: do not humanize dogs. So everybody who puts their dog in a stroller,
stop that,
carries it in a purse. There was this one lady who put booties on the dog, and so the dog wouldn't walk in wet grass. He lit into that lady. Do not humanize dogs. Dogs are dogs. And even like little poodles, these are animals. So I appreciated that. Watch that. I also did another thing today. I went to aclu.org/action. You can, right now, voter suppression is an active goal for many, 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 many people who are using the Donald Trump's loss to try to pass legislation that will restrict and make it harder to vote. So if you go to aclu.org/action, you can type your name and information into this form, and they will automatically send a letter an email to your state senator. All you have to do is type in your information. They do the rest of the work. And this is to support the John Lewis Voting Rights Amendment Act. I feel so good about myself. And it took me like 2 minutes, and I didn't even have to do that much work. You can do it. Your kids can do it. It's an easy thing to do, so that we can, stay active. That's all.
There it is.
That's all. Then watch Canine Intervention after you do that.
I will show the neighbors. This is what Canine Intervention looks like.
I put it in the thing. I'm gonna put this. Let me see if I can get this in here.
Yeah, he trains protection dogs. That's the best episode.
The thing that I like, I also put the stoppers in there, by the way. The thing that I like about that show is he actually spends as much time training humans as he does the dog. It's very interesting if you watch it. He retrains humans on how to interact with the dog.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you see the one with the dog that had a different ability level? Let's put. I'm not.
Yeah, it was the dog had 3 legs,
and he had to check. Oh boy, when he was
like, "Whoa, don't just what?" He was like, "What if I just walked up on you and you ain't know me?"
Yep. And he's like, "How would you react to that?" And I was like, "I never thought of it that way," but old boy was shook, and he retrained him instantly. So it's very
people do that to dogs, and people do that to kids. People will just walk up to your kids. They'll offer your kids stuff, and they think it's okay because you're right there. But it's not okay, you know, and you don't know what's going on with that dog. So it's like, thank God for the 6 feet of personal space, the additional 6 feet, I guess that we're all getting right now. But yeah, the show is fascinating. I mean, it really gets into the psychology of just our world, and you get into why people, all the attachments and hopes and dreams that people put onto these dogs, the purpose that these dogs are serving in their lives, and how that's actually messing up the dog. I am not a big dog person,
right?
And this show is fascinating to me. I'm telling you right now, it's fascinating.
I will say this: some of y'all got some bad behind dogs in the neighborhood, so I need y'all to watch this. I know some of y'all, because I know some of y'all, y'all dogs is bad, and so I just need y'all to get y'all dogs right. This show gonna help you out. Give you some techniques. Go fly out to Cali, help old boy. I don't know if Crown Royal has a stopper, good sir. You don't need that. That's what's being asked to me.
That's fine if you just close it back up.
Yeah, but I understood what you were saying now. I'm good.
All right, y'all good?
Yeah, it's a good show though. Well, definitely. And voter suppression. It's a real thing.
Yeah. So one of the neighbors, when we were doing the funeral story, one of the neighbors said, and I quote, "She didn't want nipples in the sanctuary."
I think that's real. I think it's a reasonable comment and a reasonable evaluation of the moment. I think it's a reasonable evaluation of the moment.
All right, I'm done. I'm done with that story.
Some church mother is never going to forget that Sunday.
Oh,
Tats, nipples, and all moist.
They weren't there. I think that would have gotten shut down a lot faster.
I don't know. The first couple rows, there was some mothers up there. I don't know.
All right. Thank you to all the neighbors that are hanging with us, and all the neighbors on Facebook and neighbors on YouTube. Really appreciate y'all spending some time with us tonight. We do this show every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube. If you can't watch us live, it's cool. You go to turntoyourneighbor.com to find out all the ways you can watch on demand. There's links to the YouTube page. If you haven't done so, make sure you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube page. You get notified when we go live. You can hang out with us and all the other neighbors in their crazy comments.
Crazy comments.
They're crazy comments.
Some stuff is happening right there. I'm not going to acknowledge it.
It is.
There's some stuff happening in the comments right now. We're not going to acknowledge.
I love the neighborhood.
Close us out, brother. Close us out.
Oh, man. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging. Until next time, take care. Be blessed. Peace. Oh, something else, man.